Hey folks, I'm Fabio. I've been developing my own open world game project in Unreal Engine 5 for some time. I recently began sharing updates, albeit sporadically, as the project gains complexity. So I figured it's time for me to start presenting this content in a more organized manner, hence the new titling and slightly better production quality specific to YouTube, on which I'm most likely to post updates. For this video, I'll be talking about toolkits and how I've been tackling the development of my own custom toolkit for generating Unreal Engine scene environments. Toolkits in Unreal Engine help a lot in creating complex projects. A few months ago, when I first began brainstorming ways to simplify some of my level building processes, I quickly realized I wanted a blueprint that will allow me to execute two simple functions. First, I wanted the ability to select a pre-built static mesh. Secondly, I wanted the ability to assign said static mesh a material that I then will customize and subsequently export as a final static object specific to my scene. The current state of the tool, as you can see here, lets me build architecture and simple interior objects rather easily by selecting a general object category, such as primitives, prefabricated meshes, and complex props, all designed to be able to be shaded using an expandable material library I've generated in Adobe Substance Painter. The tool as it exists today allows me to select a static mesh using a drop-down menu and perform a number of operations on this object, including basic rotation, scaling, translation, UV manipulations, and material building. The pre-built static meshes you see here are imported from a set I've designed using Blender and exported following a strict file name convention created on a simple spreadsheet. I've used shorthands in the file names for the toolkit blueprint to identify, categorize, and access specific static meshes for targeted uses. Some of these meshes, for instance, may have one or multiple material slots. So I've coded the blueprint to account for at least 2 PBR material slots and 5 emissive material slots, which I can use to control parts of a static mesh where I'd like to have static or animated light effects. The idea of this toolkit, however, does not stop at freestanding architecture, such as apartment buildings or interiors. I'm planning to expand this tool to include the ability to generate meshes along a curve to create more complex environment elements such as roads, railways, tunnels, as well as smaller scene fillers such as fixtures, wires, and miscellaneous static items. I've learned the hard way early on as I embarked on the development of my very own first open world project that mesh management is a big deal and things can quickly spiral out of control. Luckily, I come from almost 2 decades of linear 3D animation production, and I'm all too familiar with how important it is to optimize a scene for the sake of production timing and final quality. This is a tool that allows me to be creative and quickly prototype different aesthetics and designs. It also lets me manage the complexity of every mesh, material, and texture without leaving the editor. For instance, if I just want to design a simple flat stretch of highway, I'll be able to select a flat plane from the blueprint and assign it a material type suitable for a flat, mostly featureless use case, with the necessary minimum polygon count and no tessellation prerequisites. Conversely, if I want to design a more complex object like an industrial metal structure, I'll be able to select a different mesh that contains the necessary complexity required to achieve the desired aesthetic, as well as a material with tessellation and displacement features capable of rendering complex details. I'd like to thank all fellow indie devs watching this and anyone who has found this video interesting, helpful, or even educational. I'll try to post more in the future as development of my project continues and as time allows. In the meantime, stay creative, do what you love what you do. I'll see you next time.